Hey everybody, this is Chad from Stick's Vlog. I'm Stick, and first off I just want to say I know it's been a long time since I've made any posts on my blog or done any videos or anything like that. And for those of you that may have concerns, I just want to say that I'm not done with my blog. I'm not, I haven't decided that I didn't want to do it anymore. I haven't decided I don't like backpacking, anything like that. Really not any specific reason, but just a few small reasons. Is this time of the year, it's just kind of a busy time of the year. I've had a lot going on, vacations, holidays, work, a lot of work, and I've also just kind of decided in the last few months just kind of take a little bit of time away from the computer and spend more time with my family, and just getting out and doing things. Also, I've signed my son up into the Cub Scouts this year. This is his first year, and I've become a den leader, and like I say, it's just been a lot of stuff going on. I don't know, I just appreciate everybody out there that's continued to come to my blog and leave comments or on my videos or whatever. I want to say thanks to everybody out there, and I appreciate all your support. But anyway, moving on along from that, today what I want to do is a video on another cook kit. Now, I don't really know why, but over the last few months I've really just, I've really been enjoying messing around with different cook kits and just seeing what I could come up with. So recently what I've done is I've gotten into a lot of the beer can pots and stuff like that. Still sticking with alcohol. I do have my Esbit stove set up that I've got, using with a full size Heineken can that the top has been cut off. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is just another little set I put together. I do want to mention right up front that it's not a ultra lightweight kit. For what I have, everything that I've got, which I'll show you in just a minute, comes to a total of about 7.4 ounces. So anyway, real quick, what I want to do is I just want to show you what I got, give you a little bit of details about each of it, and then I'm just going to kind of light it up and show you how it works. So real quick, I want to say that the idea that I've got here, it's not my own idea. The container and everything that I got the idea from Smoke Eater 908, and I'll post his link. He's got a lot of cool items on his store, and I actually just ordered a ring from him to use in a Foster's pot. I'm going to do a video on that in a little while, well, once it gets here. And then the inside, the actual cook pot and the stove and everything, I got from Tinny at Minibulldesigns, and I'm going to show you all that in just a minute. So I'm not trying to show you anything that I've revealed or I've come up with exactly on my own, but just kind of want to show you what I do have. I enjoy it so far, and I'll quit talking now and show you. Hang on. So today, this is the setup that I'm going to show you, and there's a few things I want to say right before I show you the setup. So far I've always used heat as my main fuel source. I haven't tried any of the denatured alcohol just because it's just so easy for me to get the heat, and I just went and bought 4 more bottles of it today. It was $5.23 or something like that, so it's not a big deal. And this is 4 ounces of heat, and I've just started using some food coloring to put in there. And I've seen videos and I've seen pictures of people that's done that before, but the last one that I saw that probably made me decide that I want to actually do it is probably a post by Brian Green on his site, Brian's Backpacking blog. I saw it and I thought it was cool, so I decided to pick up some drops. And just to show you, I've got the great value kind. I think it was $2.50, something like that, for 4 bottles. This is the green color that's in there, and just so you'll know, that's 4 ounces of heat, and that's 1 drop of this. That's all it takes to color it. So saying that, this is gonna last me forever. I'll probably end up losing it before I use all of it or something. But anyway, so that's the fuel that I use. Now this is the cook kit that I have, and like I said, there's a lot to it, and what I want to do is just kind of take it all apart and show you, and just kind of talk a little bit about each piece, give you listed weights and all that stuff, just because the gear nut in me has weighed everything separately. It's just something I do. Once I go through it, I'm going to use this bottle of water. It's 16 ounces, great value also. But anyway, I just took it out of the refrigerator a while ago, so whatever the temperature of it is, out of the refrigerator. So anyway, let me try and get this camera positioned so that I can take all this stuff apart and show you. So starting with the cook kit, I do have a stuff sack around it This is the ZPacks Cuben fiber, and I can't remember if this is the small or the small plus Cuben fiber stuff sack. Regardless of whichever one it is, it weighs 0.1 ounces or 3 grams is what the weight of this stuff sack weighs. And I like having a stuff sack because it just kind of holds everything together. And you may ask yourself, now that I'm pulling this out, why do I have a stuff sack if it's in all this? It's just something else. Well, it is, but when I made this stuff, it doesn't stay on there, you know, real easily, and I'm afraid it might come off in the pack or something like that. So I like the idea of having the stuff sack to just kind of hold it all together. And at 3 grams, it's not a big weight. Of course, if you're counting grams, it is. So anyway, so I got that. Now then, next up, I did make a cozy for it. I went and bought some Reflectix and some of the aluminum tape, and I made my own cozy. It took me about 20 minutes to make it all. Fairly simple thing to do, but anyway, I think it's going to work out pretty well. And just go ahead and take it off. As far as the cozy is concerned, I have a bottom piece that fits around the bottom, and I have a top piece that fits over the top. Now the bottom fits a little bit snugger. Maybe it's just because it covers a bigger area than the top does, but it all goes together well, and it's not like it just falls off. So anyway, the reason I have the cozy is because I like the idea of having the cozy because I can rehydrate my meals inside this container. So, I said I was going to give you weights, and I will real quick. I'll take everything out the right way. The weight on this top cozy lid is 8 grams or 0.3 ounces. And that's it. And the weight on the container cozy. Now next is my container, and this container is actually the biggest purpose that it serves is while I'm carrying it in my backpack, it's a protection for the stove that's inside it. Like I said, I've been getting into beer can pots, and that's what I have inside it. But it serves as protection while it's packed up in my pack. Also, whenever I go to actually use everything and cook, I get done, I can of course put my food in here within the cozy. Now I can take the top, of course, screw on there, and let it rehydrate. So it kind of pulls double duty. Of course, it is a little bit redundant. You know, I could always just eat straight out of my pot, and I could have made a cozy to go across my pot, but I chose not to do this. This is the idea. This right here is the idea that I got from Smoke Eater 908. He makes one of these to go with his cook kit, and what I ended up doing is I went to Walmart and I bought a number of different containers before I found certain ones that fit certain pots. This container here is actually, I got it from Kmart, I believe. I will say the lid is kind of hard to match up. If anybody's seen Water Monkey's video, he had a similar problem with one of them. But anyway, this right here is, I think, a smart something or other. It's some kind of stuff from Kmart. It was an off-brand, and it had, I think, lemonade Kool-Aid in it. But I found that it will fit the Heineken pot with the wick and stuff around it, which is what I'll get to in just a second. But it fits the other containers I picked up. I picked up a Great Value, and also picked up a Kool-Aid container. Neither one of those fit. But I will say the Kool-Aid container, the real deal Kool-Aid container, works great for a Foster's can. And I'll show you that in another video. So anyway, that's the container. I said I got weights on this, the lid, and the container itself is 1 ounces or 31 grams. So next we have the cook pot. This is the Dutch beer can cook pot from Tinny at Minibulldesign. You can't get the Heineken cans anymore because they've been discontinued by Heineken, but he made a video a while back saying that if you have any Heineken cans, you can send them in to him along with 30 bucks, 25 to actually convert it, and 5 bucks to ship it back to you. And so that's what I did. I had an extra Heineken can. I sent this in to him along with 30 bucks, and he sent me back this. Like I said, the things that he did to it to make this a Dutch beer can, first off, he cut it off at the top so it's not as tall as the Heineken, and then he put a ring into it. There's a ring in there, and that ring provides a little bit of support so that it's not as weak and it won't just flop in whenever you squeeze it. Also, he made this lid to go with it. Got a little maple knob handle on it. Pretty lightweight for what it is. And he wrapped wick around it. Gives it a little bit more strength, as well as a place to, it's not quite as hot when you grab it after it's been boiling water. And he also sent this lip guard, silicone lip guard. He actually sent me 2 with it. And I put it on at the very top. So, real quick, I'll just say a few things about this. First off, if I fill this thing all the way to the very top, I can get just a little over 600 milliliters of water in it. However, since I would boil in this, I probably wouldn't want to put more than about 450 milliliters, which is the equivalent of 2 cups. The lid weighs 0.5 ounces or 13 grams. And the cook pot with the wrap and the lip guard and the ring, all of that weighs 2.3 ounces or 64 grams. So, a few more things I want to take out of the inside. I'm running my video kind of long. I need to kind of quicken it up just a little bit. Everything fits on the inside. Let's say this can. First off, this is a do-yourself wire pot stand. Just bought some hardware cloth. It's 5 high and I think maybe 19 round, 19 squares. And I just made that. I cut out a few little extra spots in there to kind of save a little extra weight. And the can will fit perfectly inside that. Really good. And the weight on this is 0.4 ounces or 12 grams. Next, I've just got a little windscreen here. This windscreen actually came with my white box stove. I've cut off part of the side so that it's only big around as I need it to be. And I've got a paper clip so that whenever I open it up, I can paper clip the side together. And this windscreen with a paper clip is 0.6 ounces or 17 grams. And then last but not least, well, not quite, I have this mini lighter here. Just a little lighter. Lighter weighs 0.4 ounces or 10 grams. And last but not least is the actual stove that I use inside a Ziploc bag. And this is the Mini Atomic made by Minibulldesigns. This weighs 0.7 ounces or 19 grams. And this is a pressurized penny stove basically, except he uses a nut in the middle of it. So anyway, this stove, he recommends I think putting 1 ounce of fuel in. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to set this thing up and bring it to a boil and show you what it looks like whenever the stove is lit, and then show you the boil. Okay, so it's still burning here. I don't know why you can see that, but it's still burning here. It's been a little bit over 8 minutes, and we just started coming to a boil. One thing I want to say, I think that's, even though it said 16 ounces, I think in those things, I think it might have been just a little bit more. I think if I would have measured a measuring cup, it would have been just a little over 2 cups, because typically 2 cups comes down a little bit lower than that when I measured out with a measuring cup. But anyway, there we have it. Got us a nice rolling boil. And see the flame still going. But anyway, that's my new cook pot. Uh-oh, it's starting to come over maybe. Okay, well I'm gonna leave you with that. See ya.